I want chapter 3. Let's start right at the top. All right. The heading says Adam's names all creatures, creation of Kawah, and an enactment of the Levitical laws of purification. I like that title, right? All right. So this is the book of Jubilees, chapter 3 and verse 1. And on the 6 days of the second week, we brought according to the word of Yah unto Adam all the beasts and all the cattle and all the birds and everything that moves on the earth and everything that moves in the water according to their kind. Let me blow this up a little bit. I think I can blow this up. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, one more. Oh, there we go. You can see now. All right. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay, according to every kind that was on the earth, right here.
Third mind. And
everything that moves in the water according to their kinds, and according to their types. The beasts on the first day, cattle on the second day, birds on the third day, and all which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the water on the fifth day. Adam named them all by their respective names, and as he called them, so was their name. And on the 5 days, Adam saw all these male and female according to every kind that was on the earth, but he was alone. Right? So if that can kill that theory about there being another Adam somewhere. Well, brother, he was alone because he didn't have a counterpart, but there was other Adams on the earth. Okay. Whatever you say. He was alone and found no helpmeet for him. And Yah said unto us, it is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make him a helpmeet for him. And Yah our Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. And he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs, and this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs. And he built up the flesh in its stead. He built it up, right? He built it right, didn't he? And built the woman. He awoke Adam out of his sleep, and on awakening he rose on the 6th day and brought her to him, and he knew her and said unto her, this is now bone of my bones, the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my wife, because she was taken from her husband. Therefore shall man and wife be one, and therefore shall a man leave his father, his mother, and cleave to his wife, and they shall be one flesh. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib his wife. In the second week he showed her unto him, and for this reason the commandment was given to keep in their defilement for a male 7 days. So what law? So that's a law of the 7 days, right? All right. So to keep their defilement for 7 days, for a male, and for a female twice 7 days, so 14 days. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, he brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and to keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 8th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. It goes that 8th day. It's something prophetic about the 8th day, but that's another lesson, okay? And for this reason, the commandment is written on heavenly tables in regard to, right, the first week of days, and 33 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying, and she shall not touch any set apart thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined. In this case of a male, but in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks, and 66 days in the blood of her purification, and they will be in their 80, be in all 80 days rather. But when she had completed the 80 days, she brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is set apart than all the earth besides, and every tree that was planted is set apart. Therefore, there was ordained regarding her who bears the male or female child, the statute of those days, that she should touch no hallowed thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female child are accomplished. This is the law and testimony which was written down for Israel in order that they should observe it all the days. And the first week in the first Jubilee, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it. So we get numbers here in the Book of Jubilees, right? And gave him work, and he instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. He tilled the garden and was naked and knew it was not, and was not ashamed, and protected the garden from the birds, the beasts, the cattle, gathered fruit, eat, and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and put aside that was being kept. And after the completion of the 7 years, which he had completed there 7 years exactly, and in the second month, on the 7th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, have Elohim commanded you, right? So now, let's go chapter 3. You know what? I'm reading the wrong book. I'm supposed to read Jasher. I read Jubilees. Please pardon me. I'm supposed to read Jasher. I said, did I say Jubilees at first?
You did.
But even at that was good stuff right there. That was not in my notes. I don't know how I got into the Book of Jubilees. But anyway, let's see. I was supposed to be looking for the Book of Jasher. So just bear with me a second here. I don't know what happened there. I kind of went off. Okay, the Book of Jasher. All right, hold on a second. I don't think it's in that one there. Okay. Let's do this here real quick. All right, pardon me, pardon my ignorance. Let's see. Okay, let's see. See if I can find it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do it like this because I already have it here. I'm not gonna look for it. Can I do it? Huh. I don't know why I can't get this to go up. Oh, I know why, because it's on full screen. That's why. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't. Okay, I see now. I see why I couldn't get it to go up. Okay, watch this. Learn a little something. Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get this to go up. Okay. All right. Now, this is simplicity. It's not something that's going to make you jump up and down and scream and speak in tongues and all of that, but it's sound, right? Okay, so here we go. See if I can blow this up real quick. Is there a way I can blow this up? How do I blow this up? Let me see. Control plus. Nope, let me see. How do I blow this up? Okay, zoom. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. Let's go up to 200. See, is that too big? There we go. All right. Now, this is where I was supposed to be. Now you can see my notes, right? Okay. Jasher 3:21 through 26. And it came when Enoch went forth, and they were all assembled and came to him, and Enoch spoke to them the words of Yah, and he taught them wisdom and knowledge. And they bowed down before him, and they said, may the king live. May the king live. So Enoch was a king. And then sometime after, when the kings and princes and the sons of men were speaking to Enoch, Enoch was teaching them the ways of Yah. Behold, the angel of Yah then called unto Enoch from heaven and wished to bring him to heaven to make him reign over the sons of Yah, as he had reigned over the sons of men upon the earth. Okay. What? and when at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth and taught them wisdom and knowledge, and gave them divine instructions. And he said to them, I have been required to ascend to heaven. I therefore do not know the day of my going. Okay, so now that right there, that's the reason why I looked at you, because that right there, huh?
I know.
What was I gonna say?
I knew that was the reason why you looked at me.
That right now, see, that's the thing. When you read these books, you gotta look and see what kind of is a contradiction to, Torah. You don't throw the whole book out, as they say. You don't throw the baby off the bathwater. You rightly divide it, right? So now, of course, there's more to it than what we're seeing, because we know there were 7 levels of heaven. We go to the book of Enoch, we'll see that, right? But so people will use that verse there to say, oh, see, people when they die, they go to heaven. Because see, well, that was what he said. That was what Yah said, right? All right. So he said, when at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth and taught them the wisdom, knowledge, and gave them divine instructions. And he said to them, I have been required to ascend to heaven. I therefore do not know the day of my going. Now, therefore, I will teach you wisdom, knowledge, and will give you instruction before I leave you, how to act upon earth, whereby you may live. And he did so. 26 says, he taught them wisdom, knowledge, and will give you instruction before I leave you. I jumped up.
It's on 26.
Oh, he taught them wisdom and knowledge, and gave them instructions, and he reproved them. He placed before them statutes and judgments to do upon the earth, and he made peace amongst them. He taught them everlasting life and dwelt with them, sometime teaching them all these things. What do you think about that? So Enoch, it says he taught them, right, statutes and judgments. All right. So Enoch taught them statutes and judgments, right? Now, we're going to go to the secrets. Since I got my notes up now, I can make it easier on me now. I can flow a little better. Okay, let's see. Okay, now, Methusalah. We're going to Methusalah now. In chapter 68, this is the book of Secrets of Enoch. Chapter 68, verse 1 through 7. I'm kind of moving a little faster now since I got my notes up here. All right. Enoch was born on the 6th day of the month in Sivan and lived there 365 years. He was taken up to heaven on the 1st day of the month, Sivan, and remained in heaven 60 days. He wrote all the signs of all creation, which Yah created, and wrote 366 books. So Enoch wrote 366 books. So where are those other 365 books? Because if we got the Secrets of Enoch, and we got Enoch 1, 2, so and 3. I think it's Enoch 3. So now that means that there is what, 66 is 63 books that he wrote is missing. Okay. Or do you consider each chapter a book? I don't know. But anyway, it says he wrote 366 books and handed them over to his sons and remained on the earth 30 days and was taken up to heaven on the 6th day of the month, Sivan, on the very day and hour when he was born. As every man's nature in life is dark, so are also his conception, birth, and departed from his life. What hour he was conceived at the hour he was born, at the hour 2 he died. Methusalah and his brother and all the sons of Enoch made haste. So now we go from Enoch to Methusalah, and it says he made haste and erected an altar at the place called Akazan. Did I say that right? Right here. Akazan, whence and where Enoch had been taken up to heaven. And they took sacrificial oxen and summoned all the people and sacrificed the sacrifice before Yah's face. This is Methuselah now, mind you. And all the people, the elders of the people and the whole assembly came to the feast and brought gifts to the sons of Enoch. And they made a great feast, rejoicing and making merry 3 days, praising Yah, who had given them such a sign through Enoch, who had found favor with him, and that they should hand it on to their sons from generations to generation, from age to age. So you see, we're talking about the sons of the covenant. We're kind of mixing the combination of the lesson together with the sons of the covenant, the book of the law versus book of the covenant, which is the same thing, because we're seeing now that Methuselah offers sacrifices, and he teaches now his sons from generation to generation to keep the sacrifices and to keep the Most High's laws and statutes. It did not start with Moses. Okay. Now, so next we got Noah. All right. So let's, this is the book of Jubilees. All right. Book of Jubilees, chapter 5. And it came to pass when the children of men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the angels of Yah saw on a certain year of this Jubilee that they were beautiful to look upon, and they took themselves wives of all whom they chose, and they bore unto them sons, and they were giants. And lawlessness increased on the earth, and all flesh corrupted his way, like men and cattle and beasts and birds and everything that walks on the earth. And all of them corrupted their ways and their orders, and they began to devour each other. And lawlessness increased on the earth, and every imagination of the thoughts of all men was thus evil continually. So, what happened during the days of Noah, right? If lawlessness continued, that meant that there had to have been a law. As we learn in Christianity, they didn't have a law. They lived in the age of consciousness. No, they did not. We're proving to you from the books that they had law, and they had the law of Yah, right? So men became lawless during the days of Noah, right? All right. Let's read some more. And Yah looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, and all the flesh had corrupted its orders, and all that were upon the earth had wrought all manner of evil before his eyes. He said that he would destroy man and all flesh upon the face of the earth, which he had created. But Noah found what?
Grace. There
goes that word grace, right? Noah found grace, right? Before the eyes of Yah. What was the grace that he found? What's the answer to that? He found the law. That's what grace is. He had an obedient heart to obey the law of Yah. That's what